So a little tough on this one because Secret Invasion does have good elements. Let me get to the strongest because Captain Marvel really did massive, and I do mean massive damage to the Skrulls and the Kree. And it looks like the Marvels are going to make them even more stupid. But at least here we're getting the Skrulls having different factions. Apparently a faction wants to take over. Other faction still wants to work with Fury. We do have a talented cast. We've got Bilbo, Krennic, Ben is good, Samuel L. Jackson is good, and the basic premise is very, very weak, but it is serviceable, but it still suffers from the Avengers dilemma that where are the Avengers? Why aren't they coming into a certain situation? You can accept with certain shows or films like Moon Knight, that's a little bit outside the Avengers to be dealing with mystical events, but you gotta give me something. And this is episode 1, so I'll be patient, because visually there were some entrancing things, and again, I do like the spy genre, and just not them joking every single time was very much welcome. So there were very good elements to the first episode, but I can't avoid saying the obvious. This felt very, very weak. I can't say it's bad in terms of the Morbius scale, and I hated Spider-Verse to death. I thought that was just insanely stupid. So this is better than Morbius. It's better than She-Hulk. It's better than some of the worst MCU stuff, or Sony MCU partnership, or devil worship, or whatever they do. So I can't say it's super terribly bad, but it did feel essentially weak. The strongest part was the world building with the Skrulls, but even there was a little confusing because the Skrulls seem very vulnerable to attack, and they don't shapeshift even when it's advantageous. And there were some moments where just were laugh out stupid with the stunts. And again, some things were well done in terms of practical effects, but a lot of things were kind of weak. So it does have a solid visual style. The writing is okayish. The acting is also strong. Calling it competent would be insulting. It is above average, but really we're just waiting for something to happen and to explain many massive plot holes that are just skipped over. Again, first episode, you got to be patient. And the AI intro created a lot of controversy. I didn't care. A lot of people were saying it's brilliant because they're doing a commentary on the Cold War. I don't care about that either. Again, compared to Jason Bourne or other things in the spy genre, this is very lacking in terms of almost every element. There's not really a unique spin. The characters are kind of paint by numbers. The plot, even with shapeshifters, like, you thought it was one person, but really it's another person. It's not impressive. We know what you're doing. You just show a person with one camera angle, and you whip it around. It's like, it's another camera angle. We know it's still the same actor. And also, it didn't make sense in the story. Like, some people will impersonate Nick Fury, but it's like, in the story, it didn't change anything. It doesn't change anything at all. It didn't really help the story. It didn't hurt the story. It's just like, it's just flashy. Like, say, no, they were shapeshifting. See? Emilia Clarke may not be who you think she is. Ben may not be who you think he is. Bilbo may not be. Just keep going through the list, and it's like, okay, and? So what? Yeah, they're shapeshifters, I know that. So really, it's sort of better than Captain Marvel, where it left the Skrulls as just these refugees who needed help, and you're like, and the basic premise is just so stupid, they can't find another planet. In this galaxy filled with thousands of planets, you can't find another planet. Oh, and the Guardians of the Galaxy are literally an organization there to help people in intergalactic crises, but we can't contact them. So the thing is beyond stupid, but it's not irredeemably stupid. So there were some nice moments, some cringe moments. Just, I'm patient. I'll give this a 6 out of 10. It just feels like a very meandering piece, but it could be worse.